Wheatables crackers, stone ground wheat, baked with a touch of oatmeal and golden honey. Naturally delicious taste from a true giant in his field.
Everybody's a comedian.
Keebler Wheatables.
Brooks Brothers Eyewear by Luxottica. What do you want people to see?
I want you to see wisdom. Yeah, lucky man.
I want you to see that tradition doesn't have to be traditional.
Ask for the latest Brooks Brothers styles by Luxottica.
Here's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
A storm that dumped rain and snow through the Mississippi Valley and the southeast is making its move up the East Coast. The big question now is who's going to be commuting in the rain tomorrow morning and who's going to be having the snow. We'll take you into the path of the storm live with Jill Callahan in Allentown, Pennsylvania in just a couple of more moments. Hello and thanks for joining us for the special edition of Weather Center. I'm Will Annan. We have the threat of more severe weather, of course, in parts of the Carolinas and southern Florida. We'll talk about more of that during this half hour. But first, let's go right to the Forecast Center and Mike Bono for the very latest on our winter storm.
That's right, Will. Yes, we have a winter storm at this late date in the winter season. The winter, a very easy winter in a lot of the Northeast and much of the Midwest. But ever since March came rolling around, we've gone more into the grips of January-like weather. Let's take a look at these lofty snowfall totals we've seen. If you remember the last storm that came on into the Northeast, I think it was just about a week ago, dropped 16 inches of snow on Minneapolis and about 7 on Chicago. Well, the Great Lakes and upper Midwest are having more March-like weather, sunny and pleasant today, but the 1 foot line has come through Kansas and on into Missouri. We had up to 21 inches of snow in southwest Missouri and up to 19 inches of snow just across the line in the Ozarks. Not even in the Ozarks, actually. Northeast Oklahoma, 19 inches of snow. Tulsa with about 6 or 7. Now the snow has increased. Overnight, we've got 4 quick inches in Cincinnati today. We've had lofty totals in Pennsylvania. Take a look at it. In south central Pennsylvania, Fishertown with 13 new inches of snow, a foot at Preston. Mount Davis was a big winner and one of the other storms that we've had with a foot. And in Altoona now has 13 on the ground, 7 inches in 3 hours with almost zero visibility, almost a whiteout, with amounts building into Martinsburg and Allentown and Harrisburg, 3 inches. But near Harrisburg, you've been 6 to 12 inches of snow. What I want to show you on this picture is, first of all, the center of the upper level low pressure system is still all the way back in Kentucky and Tennessee. Could bring you a dusting of snow to the deep south by tomorrow morning. Also, look at the expansion of clouds in North Carolina and Virginia. There's a deepening low on the coast. The snow coverage under those clouds increasing in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. There it is, the new low, the one that will take over, has reared its ugly head in South Carolina, and it will move northeastward right up the Atlantic coast and bring heavy snows to parts of the northeastern United States. It already is, but we're wondering about Hartford and Bridgeport and New York City and Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., what will your morning rush hour be like? There's loads of snow coming down in northern Pennsylvania and a lot of northern Maryland, Baltimore, into southern PA. Heavy snow right now, falling still in the Harrisburg area out to Phillipsburg and Altoona and Johnstown. New York City, you've been mostly rain, but the snow is beginning to break on through, especially in the hills of New Jersey, already 2 inches, and snow will win out tonight, even in New York. But in Allentown, it's been snowing rather heavily, and we have Jill Callahan on the scene. She's been in Allentown, she's been through some heavy snow, and from the looks of you, Jill, it's snowing pretty heavily again. How does it look?
It certainly is. It's actually very pretty, especially for people who aren't used to seeing such snow. Things have really changed in the last couple of hours. It's really coming down heavy right now, and already we have about 4 inches of accumulation. You can see the snow here on the ground, and it's great snow, great for making snowballs. The kids are going to love it tomorrow, especially if there's no school. Of course, right now, with 4 inches of accumulation, there's only going to be more here in the Allentown area. And overnight, they could be getting up to 8 to 12 inches of snow and even more in some areas. Now, to like the east of here in cities like Philadelphia, if you're making that commute tomorrow, we're still unclear just where that rain-snow line is going to set up. So some areas it could turn to rain, and others it will stay snow, but certainly in this area it will stay snow. And of course the traffic here in Allentown has started to slow down here in the Harris on this Harris Boulevard and Interstate 78. If we could show you the storm cam, you can see that the roads are pretty clear right now. They're pretty slushy. The conditions aren't that bad right now, but it's 32 degrees, and as that temperature drops, the conditions are only going to get worse, and the visibility is not that great right now. So if you have to go anywhere tonight, just please drive slowly and carefully, because it's only going to get worse as the conditions deteriorate. But for now, it's really pretty out here, and it's great for the kids to get out and play in the snow. So that's the story from Allentown right now. Let's get back to Mike in the Forecast Center.
Thanks a lot, Jill Callahan from Allentown, Pennsylvania, giving us some of the finer points of snow. Pretty to look at, but really rough to drive in. And it just goes to show you that you can get heavy snow in the Northeast to nearing St. Patrick's Day and even a week away from the 1st of spring, as you could see right here. Now, Washington, you got that 2 inches, and then it's been raining since then, but that doesn't mean it won't turn back to snow. Baltimore's still snowing, and New York, what's happening with you is you had a wind off the ocean most of the afternoon. Temperatures went up to around 40, and now you're having some trouble dropping that temperature. But as you've seen in Philadelphia and Atlantic City, where it's all snow, New York, you should have that temperature dropping very close to freezing overnight, and the heavy snow should commence.
Expert in my field.